Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Artful Manifesting. Thank you to everyone who has liked and commented on my videos and subscribed to the channel. I do appreciate it so much. And to show my appreciation, I will be giving away a free personalized tarot reading. All you have to do to qualify is like this video, subscribe to this channel, and type full moon in the comments below. And I will be announcing the winner on March 25th, which is the next full moon for this year. All right, let's get started. Today, we will not have a specific topic. We're just finding out what Spirit wants you to know at this time. So we'll let the cards decide what the topic is. Oh, this one already wanted to come out. The tear. This is a generalized reading for all zodiac signs. It's timeless. So whenever you come upon it is when you are meant to receive it. As I connect to my guides, I invite you to connect to yours to help you interpret the images you see, the sounds you hear, and the messages I share. The Mother. And the Shaman. Wow, really strong, I feel important messages coming through already. And if you like the assistance of the stones, let me introduce those. For pile number 1, we have Bumblebee, Jasper. And for pile number 2, we have Angelite. And for pile number 3, we have Rhodonite. So let your intuition be your guide. Whatever image, phrase, or crystal you are most drawn to is probably the message meant for you. Of course, you're welcome to listen to more than one message, or even all three, as they may shed additional light on your situation, or they may pertain to different areas of your life. You'll find a link to the readings in the description box below. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Bumblebee Jasper, which improves confidence and optimism, strength. It's also extremely beneficial during times of stress. It helps to ease you into change. You also chose the card Tear, which tears can happen for a lot of things. Besides sadness, we can experience tears of joy. Sometimes we laugh so hard we cry. And it's also a way for an eye to clean itself. So perhaps there's a message of clearer vision. So we'll see which of those, or if all of those apply, combined with the rest of the information we get from today's spread. All right, let's see what important message Spirit has for you today. important message does Spirit have for pile number 1 today? All right, we have the Bear and Cedar, leadership. And the Horse and Bluebell, modest fortitude. What just popped in my mind too is sometimes we get so angry we cry tears, right? All right, White Witch, be the light. I love this little antlered owl. Such a pretty card. And Air Guardian, shift your perception. All right, let's draw some tarot cards and see what other information we can get. What important message does Spirit have for pile number 1 today? All right, we have the Two of Cups. See a little cat down there getting in on that love action. And Strength. We have the Seven of Cups. Look at his belt is a snake, a living snake. And the Two of Pentacles. So 2 twos. Which, you know, the Two of Pentacles, he's got his back to us so we can't see this shape, but it is the infinity symbol and we see it there in Strength as well. Something about cycles. Something that has been repeating. Since we have the Two of Cups beginning up here and the Two of Pentacles finishing down here, I do want to read to you from the guidebook that came with this deck what it says about twos. Remember, this is the After Tarot, so it's a little bit different than the traditional tarot deck. The twos represent duality. They mark a split, a division, a point, and a counterpoint. They make it possible to compare and contrast any concept, which is the starting point for wisdom and understanding. Twos also symbolize reflection, which leads to self-awareness. In tarot, the twos represent partnership and attraction, and the corresponding concepts of love, pleasure, and harmony. The nature of the number 2 also signifies a wide range of concepts that come in pairs, heaven and earth, male and female, active and passive, conscious and unconscious, and day and night. So with the Two of Cups, we see a couple embraced, looking loving each other. Even the cat is part of that love. And it actually is supposed to be like the Lover's card, affectionate, comfort, happiness. And the Two of Pentacles, we see somebody that is by themselves holding the Two of Pentacles, embraced in the infinity sign. And it's the card of perpetual adjustment and change. So with any relationship, whether it's a marriage, a romantic relationship, a friendship, a workplace, the relationship with yourself, there's always change. There's cycles that we go through. There's, just like the planets, go through cycles, the seasons go through cycles. All of these energies are also present in our lives, and we feel these energies. Our relationships have cycles, and we have our own personal cycles, our own biorhythms and cycles. And so we're constantly adjusting. It's like a balancing act, right? And so what I see is that there is some kind of adjustment being made. With the Strength card here, it could be a couple of things. This particular deck doesn't show the meaning of cards coming out in reverse, though I did notice that these two cards came out in reverse. So while we do see her standing here, embracing the lion, taming the inner beast, right? Because it was in reverse, perhaps it is about stubbornness, whether it's the other party's stubbornness, the stubbornness of the situation that's being experienced at this time, or maybe even your stubbornness. It's about, mastering that, having the willpower and discipline to do the right thing. And the reason why I wanted to point that out is because underneath we have the Horse and Bluebell, modest fortitude. So in this picture, we see this horse is, bowing its head. It's being humble and not being forceful, even though it is a powerful creature. And right before it, we have the Bear and Cedar, leadership. So this could pertain to work, a work situation. And again, perhaps it's something that's frustrating, but it could also be any kind of relationship, because in relationships often we kind of take turns taking that leadership role, whether it's a romantic partnership or a friendship, or even a parent and child. We help each other out in different ways and take command of different situations at different times. So what I see is this energy of adjustment, right? And the Seven of Cups is, all of these choices. And it's interesting, in this deck, each one of these images that's inside these cups, and also as well what he's holding, they're things from different cards. So for example, this wreath is the same wreath that you would find on the world card that surrounds that figure. And so it could be, you know, a feeling of overwhelm. And he, if we look at his expression, you know, he's walking away with this, but it's like a double-edged sword. It's like the consequences of your actions, or getting more than you bargained for, right? Because it looks like he has all these jewels, but again, he's also got a snake around his waist. So it's like you got the jewels, but the snake came with it. So what you're being guided to do at this time is to shift your perspective, your perception of this situation, the current situation, and to be the light, like the White Witch. And one way that you can do this, a good way to help facilitate this energy, is a few things. You know, first, sit and think about how the situation is now. You've probably thought about it a lot, if it's to the point that it's bringing you tears of either sadness or frustration. Think about how the situation is. You could even draw a picture of it. It doesn't have to be a work of art. It can be stick figures, it can be symbolic. And then think of how you want the situation to be, and ask yourself, what is the highest good for me and everyone else involved in this situation? Connect to your higher self. Connect to your higher self, connect to your guides, and embody the energy of universal love as you look at how you would like the situation to be, and then draw a picture of that. Connect to that energy and see if that helps shift the energy. Sometimes just doing that. Another thing you can do is you can write a letter, if this is in regards to one person or even to a whole team of people. Write a letter from your higher self to their higher self, and see how that shifts not only your energy, but shifts their energy. The bear and cedar, you know, I mentioned that tears clean our eyes and give us clearer vision. And cedar is also a cleansing and healing tree. So what I see is that by you connecting to your higher self, and either through meditations or drawings or writing an actual letter, connecting with your higher self and having your higher self connect to the other party's higher self, you will clean the energy up, you will heal it, and you will clear away any energies that were clouding your vision, and you'll have clearer vision. You'll see things from a different view. You'll have a different perception, and the balance will be restored. So I hope that helps. I hope that resonates. And if it does, please let me know. Thank you so much. Best of luck to you in facilitating this positive change. Have a wonderful spiritual journey. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the card, the Mother. which as the archetype, we think of everything that a mother is. Initially, there's a baby growing in a womb where the mother is literally providing the nourishment, elements, minerals that are required to build and create this life. Mothers can be nurturing and supportive, comforting, encouraging, but ultimately they have to release the child at some point as they grow into maturity. So there's this energy of having to relinquish a creation, which can sometimes be challenging for mothers. You also chose the stone Angelite, which is a crystal that connects us to the spiritual realm. It increases our own spiritual awareness and improves our spirituality. It's also good at facilitating serene, calm, peaceful energy, unconditional love of angels. So we'll see how these two energies play into the rest of your reading. I do put the names of all the cards that I use in the description box below if that's something you're interested in. Today we are finding out what important message Spirit wants you to know at this time. I do invite you to connect to your own guides, as I do, to help you interpret everything that you hear and see and receive during this reading. Sorry, my throat lately, there's been allergies wreaking havoc on it. All right, let's see what we have. The cat and lavender. Wow, look at that. It's card number 1, and the mother is also card number 1. Very interesting. Independence. Lavender can be a very healing and calming and soothing energy as well. You also have the coyote and datura, deceit, peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right, and hermit, retreat and recharge. All right, let's draw some tarot cards and see what additional information we can get about what Spirit wants to tell you at this time. What important message does Spirit have for pile number 2 at this time? All right, we have the 10 of Cups. And we see a family sitting around a campfire. There's another little cat sitting with them. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Holding up her shiny pentacle, and we can see her reflection in that. And we see a rabbit, luck and fertility. And when I see her looking at this coin, it's like she's created this wealth. She's created this coin, and she can see herself in her creation. We have the Tower. And the Knight of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups is a card that represents emotional fulfillment. And tens are about completing something. So it's like you've recently, or you're about to complete something, achieve something, attain something, whether that's an emotional attainment, experience, state of being, or something physical. We see here a family gathered, and they're sitting on their land that's so beautiful. It has a river going through it. They've got their house in the background. The stars are shining down on them. The cups are arranged in an arch like a rainbow overhead. And it's just a emotional fulfillment. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a family, a traditional family. It can be what you have created in your life, the product of your hard work on yourself, on your career, on your learning, your education, all aspects of your life being in balance. And with the Queen of Pentacles, we see she's facing this like this is her kingdom, what she's created, right? And it's interesting because the cat is, it is a creature that has great balance, and it's very independent. So while this could be a very happy family, it could also just be, again, what I described as your own creation of creating a happy life by being self-reliant like a cat. Now, that doesn't mean that you're alone, that you have to be alone. It just means that within any relationship that you're doing your part and you're self-reliant without having to depend on others to fulfill yourself. You can be fulfilled emotionally and be content on your own, just like a cat. Think of how a cat is, when a cat enters a room, they have all the power. They are perfectly content with themselves. They see the other realm, just like this stone. They're connected to the other side. They see things that others don't. They are able to give affection and receive affection, but it's always on their terms. They're not dependent on anything. It's more like they allow people in their space as opposed to needing people in their space. So while this could be your family, it isn't necessarily your family. It's more about the energy of your own attained fulfillment. So that's amazing. And because we have these 2 1s and the 10, I do see that you have completed something, and now you're on the next part of this journey. So, what do we do once we achieve that state of being that we want? What do we do with our wealth of happiness, of abundance, of resources, of being at peace and content? What do we do next? We want to keep growing, and life continues. So there is an aspect of that. And of course, cats are fearless, right? They always land on their own 2 feet. So there is a message of being fearless and trusting your instincts, as is the coyote, and the datura is about trusting your own instincts. The datura is deceitful in that it's a beautiful, large white bloom, but it is very poisonous. And so there is a message just to, if something doesn't feel right, it may not be right. And I did notice that the Queen of Pentacles came out in reverse, as did the Tower. And even though the book that goes along with this deck, which is the Afterthoughts Tarot, the After Tarot, it's not the traditional tarot. That book doesn't give a meaning for cards that come out in reverse. It doesn't offer a reverse meaning, but I still take that into account. And so in reverse, it could mean a caution about your resources, whether your resources of being nurturing or your resources of finances. There is a caution of that. And with the deceit, coyote and datura just beneath it, I just want to bring that up, to trust your instincts, like the cat, to know that if something doesn't feel right, it may not be right. And then we have the Tower, and it also came out in reverse, which means that something could be avoided. So there is a change coming, and of course life is full of changes. And with the completion, with the 10 and the 2 ones, I do see some kind of change. Now you can be aware of what needs to change, and you can be in control of that change, or the change is going to happen regardless. Underneath we have Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. And so I'm curious if these 2 situations are related, or if they're 2 different situations. Let me draw a couple more cards, or at least one more card. We'll see how many we need to get clarification and see if these are related or if it's 2 separate energies that are coming through. All right, we have the 4 of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, I think it is 2 energies, but they are connected. And so, when we look at the 4 of Wands, it can mean, a good fortune coming in. It did come out in reverse. 4 is a stable number. And so it's about, strong foundations. And so we don't want to rock those foundations, right? We have here the Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. The Queen of Cups she's pulled a fish out of this cup, which is like, in the Page of Cups, we see a figure in their traditional tarot pack holding or staring at a cup with a fish popping out looking back. So it's like this is the next. This deck incorporates different aspects from different cards and puts them together. So, and of course, cups are, you know, emotion and feelings. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's mastered that. But what I'm getting with the tarot and this Queen of Pentacles, and then we end with the Knight of Pentacles, is that there's two different energies, but they could very well be connected. So for example, if you are married or in a relationship and things are going good, maybe you get a bonus or your partner gets a bonus, and maybe there is conflict about what to spend that money on. Then that's why we have down here the peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. And we also have deceit with the coyote and Dotera. So there's just some caution about maybe not being so quick to spend that bonus. And it's not that maybe the thing that you spend it on won't be dependable or a good product or service, but perhaps if you wait a while, there'll be a better price for it. You'll get a better deal. And so rather than argue with it, just wait. So whatever this energy is, and that's of course just an example, but it's just taking time to wait and see what else is revealed, taking time to reflect, weigh all your options, do research. You know, just like with anything, if you're going to make a large purchase on a vehicle or a house, usually people don't buy the first one that they see. They look at the market, they do some research. Depending on what your driving habits are, you may want to see, you know, what gets good gas mileage, etc. The Knight of Pentacles, which did come out upright, we noticed that although he's a knight, which usually knights are very excited and have a lot of energy, this one's horse is not moving. And this is a knight that guards the grounds, you know, guards the royal grounds. It surveys, it's the security around the castle, and maintains security and protection of the lands. This is somebody that will be a cautious spender. And so this is what I see being as a result. So now it makes sense with the Tower. If you choose to be cautious, right, then you won't regret spending your money. However, if you think, oh, we have all this money right now, we have this savings, or we have this bonus, maybe we got this IRS check, because it is that time of year that we can start getting that, and you spend it, and then you find out that there was a better deal, or then the washing machine breaks or something like that. That would be the Tower moment that would then make you cautious. So in any case, you're going to come out cautious for the time being, whether it's your own action, making the decision like, you know what, let's hold out, let's wait, let's do some research first before we make any large purchases, or before we make any investments and tie up our funds so that we can't use them, and come up with a plan before we invest or buy something, which is why we also have the Hermit card, retreat and recharge. So it's just taking time, right, to reflect and think and plan, do research, using your best instincts. So, and I do see this being a good thing, because I see the Knight is also, you know, beginning the path towards a greater wealth, but doing it in a wise way, in a way that's logical and reliable, secure, one that's going to ensure financial security in the future. And I do see you landing on your feet in either way. I do see a balance coming in. The other thing I was going to mention is that in this mother card, we see these hands holding a pearl, which of course, if you put that together, you come up with the phrase mother of pearl. And this throne that she's sitting on is made of mother of pearl. It's carved out of the mother of pearl. And mother of pearl is supposed to help improve prosperity. So I do see your financial situations being improved, but it's through diligence and discipline and research and taking time to plan and think about things, being a little bit cautious for the time being and not making any big purchases in the near future. And that will help you to avoid that tower moment, which would then cause you to be cautious. So make the choice yours. So that is your message. I hope that it helps. If you liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, which lets you know when more readings are uploaded, and it lets me know that the messages resonate. Best of luck to you on this newfound wealth. Spend it wisely. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the archetype, the Shaman, who is a healer, an emotional and spiritual healer, somebody who is capable of traveling to the spiritual realm and work with energies there to heal the spirit of somebody, which can, of course, if there's a spiritual wound, it can affect somebody's emotions and even their body. And so it's a holistic approach to healing. And you also chose the Rhodonite, which is a stone of also clearing away emotional wounds and scars from the past. It's nurturing, loving, grounding, balancing energy. It helps to achieve one's highest potential. It's a stone of compassion. It's so interesting to me how these things go together. You know, the stone was chosen before the card was drawn, but already there seems to be a connection, and we'll see how those energies play into the rest of your reading. What does pile number 3 need to hear from Spirit at this time? What important message does pile number 3 need to hear at this time? I do put the names of all the cards that I use in the description box below if that is something you're interested in. All right, we have the skunk and magnolia, sorry. The skunk and magnolia protection. And the butterfly and snowdrop, hope. Broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Interesting. And guardian angel, you are not alone. All right, very interesting. I say interesting because the skunk and magnolia card is about protection. A skunk is able to protect themselves just by their mere appearance because we have learned and know that when we see that animal, it's capable of spraying with a very toxic chemical, right? And it can be even deadly for some animals. The broken arrow is about not putting up a shield because you may be blocking not only negative energies but positive energies. So interesting. Let's keep going and see what else we get from the tarot cards. What does pile number 3 need to know at this time? All right, we have the Sun and the Tower, the Six of Pentacles, and Temperance. First, I want to tell you that you are not alone. You have a guardian angel that has been with you through all your lifetimes and will always be with you. You also currently have guides and ancestors, passed on loved ones that are with you, supporting you, giving you unconditional love. They are there with you every step of the way. They have seen every struggle, every trial, every tribulation, everything that you've experienced. And they are proud of you. They are impressed with you. And I want you to know that any difficulties that you have been experiencing are coming to an end. In addition to your guardian angel and your guides, your ancestors, your passed on loved ones, you have Archangel Michael at your side at this time. You can call on Archangel Michael, on your guardian angels, your ancestors, your guides at any time for assistance. So with the skunk and magnolia, the skunk's defenses, as I mentioned when I drew this card, is about, it's the odor that it can spray, and it's a defense that it developed to survive. And similarly, the magnolia tree, which is an ancient tree, has very thick and waxy leaves to protect it from being overconsumed by insects and animals. So what Spirit is saying is that you have survival skills that you have relied on and have served you well so far. And it's time for you to put down your shields, put down your walls, and allow blessings to enter your life. Because sometimes these walls that we put around ourselves block the sun. And you are receiving blessings. They are coming towards you. You just have to be open to them. And so you want to make sure that you're able to see the good and not be defensive when you don't need to be, and recognize, be kind to yourself if you have been walled up or defensive, on the defense, anything like that. Be kind to yourself, because those were survival skills that you needed at some time, either in past lives or in early childhood, most likely in both. And so this is something that you're healing for lifetimes and for your ancestors. It's something that perhaps you inherited, an intergenerational inheritance that you're healing, which will span across timelines. And of course, there is hope. We have the butterfly and the snowdrop with hope. And this comes just beneath the Tower card. So the Tower card, though it looks very destructive, which can seem like a scary card, it's about a drastic change, a dramatic change. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's negative. And in this case, it's positive. It's bringing balance into your life. This is an upheaval of sorts that will help facilitate this change. It's knocking down that wall that you've built to protect yourself. And again, that wall served you well in protecting yourself from harm, but now it's time for the wall to come down so you can let the sun in, which is absolutely beautiful. It's truly magical, just the way when we look in awe at nature, at something like a butterfly that goes from this teeny tiny vulnerable egg into a caterpillar that consumes until and risk, being eaten by lizards or birds or rodents, and it survives that, and then it goes into its chrysalis stage where it completely dissolves and then emerges as a beautiful butterfly. It seems magical, and that's what I feel is happening for you. It's gonna feel magical going to this new phase where you're not having to carry around the shield that you've been carrying around, the shield of protection that you needed, but you don't need it anymore. It's gonna be almost hard to believe at first, but believe it, because it's real. And these snowdrop flowers are a symbol of hope, because they're one of the first flowers to appear in the spring. So it's that hope of the sun is coming out, the sun is returning, the walls coming down, the defenses don't need to be there. Life is returning and balance is being restored. So in this card, the Six of Pentacles, we see this wealthy person giving to a less fortunate person, and it's about exchange, an energy exchange, an even exchange of resources, a give and take that's balanced. And so what I see is a balance in your life. I want to do something for you. Let me pause for just a second and I will come right back. Okay, so the shaman is able to heal others because they have healed themselves. They have traveled to the spiritual realm and healed their own spiritual wounds. So they carry that medicine with them and that wisdom, that knowledge of how to do that. They recognize those energies. So these are shaman stones. They are female and male stones that go together. They come in pairs, and you can also get the child. So this is the child, which is the inner child. It's the child of the past, of this lifetime, the spiritual wounds from past lifetimes. That's what that stone is. And when we bang these stones together, we break up that energy, that negative energy. We break up that scar tissue and reveal something new and healthy. And we break down these walls that no longer serve us. So I'm calling in Archangel Michael, my angels, guides, and I invite you to do the same to help knock down what no longer serves and heal. Everything is a vibration, and this vibration disrupts the old patterns that no longer serve. Wow. I don't know if you could hear that before the dogs barked, but it's suddenly this gust of wind came and knocked something down in the front yard. That is amazing. We did it. We knocked it down. So I want to read to you from the guidebook about this card. Broken Arrow. If you have been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With the arrival of the Broken Arrow card, you are being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all the darkness. You can drop your shields and protection. You are now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk things through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by the situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you, and taking you lovingly forward. That is absolutely beautiful. Just amazing. I have this fresh energy, like a refresh. It's absolutely powerful and amazing, wonderful. You are not alone. We see here in this card the sun on the horizon, the sun returning to your life, giving your life light and energy and nourishment and balance. So 1 foot is in the water, 1 foot is on land, and with it a blessing. So again, this is the Afterthoughts After Tarot deck. It combines multiple symbols from different cards. So we see the cup in this card has a bird coming out of it, a bird of peace. And this symbol right here, the cup with the bird coming out, comes from the Ace of Pentacles. So a beginning of a new emotional journey for you, a positive one. Absolutely amazing. Very powerful. Well, beautiful soul, my heart goes out to you, and I really hope the best for you. I hope that this helped, and if you enjoyed this reading, please like it, subscribe to the channel, which will let you know when more readings are uploaded, and it lets me know that the message resonates. Best to you on this powerful, healing, spiritual journey. Thank you. Bye.